What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Orb on the Movements of the Earth, this time with, unfortunately, the final episode of the show. There will be no season 2, I do not believe, which is, again, very unfortunate because this has been one of my favourite anime I've watched in general, to be honest with you, especially in the last few years. This one has really stood out as being a spectacular story with some great characters. There's been quite a few I've watched like that. This definitely kind of joins them, and again, probably some of the best anime both I've ever watched, and definitely that I've watched on the channel, especially weekly with you guys. So yeah, just a massive shame that it's going to be ending today, but what a hell of a journey it's been. Lots of interesting comments about last week's episode. There's been a few kind of interpretations and such from what I've read and from what I kind of have gathered over the last episode. I think this is the Kingdom of Poland instead of the Kingdom of P. So everything we covered before last episode was kind of a work of fiction. And this is historically accurate, I believe. I believe that Raphael hasn't discovered or researched into heliocentralism in this timeline. This is just a version of him that again never discovered any of that. I think, like I said, there's still things I'm very unclear about. Don't get me wrong, but it's almost like these are like two kind of separate kind of timelines. This one actually being the timeline that we are in. Not in anime, but in the real world, I think. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how things do go today. Let me know what you guys think about this episode, though, down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. As you can tell there, I'm still very clueless about a few things, but yeah. I explained why he's older as well. I did think he looked a bit older. So yeah, this is a timeline where he didn't die, obviously. I was thinking during it was like a thing of if he didn't die, rather than if he never discovered heliocentralism. By some it is. By some it is. Kanpai. Again, does still beg the question, doesn't it? I mean, we know we got a pretty good idea, but we don't know exactly what happened. But we know the outcome of what happened with his dad and getting involved in this. But it's like, what happened to cause that? Cause such a shift? Oh boy. Well, it's definitely not the last time I'll be listening to this song, but it's probably the last time I watch the opening for a while. I don't know about you guys, but I never really go back to watch openings. I usually just listen to the full version of the song. Every now and then, if it like pops up on my like recommended or something, I do. But I don't think anything's ever popped up about this show on my on my recommended, unfortunately. I know it's been praised by pretty much everyone that watches it, but I still feel like this is quite underappreciated, underpopular. if that's not a word, but it's underpopular. What this is, I think this should probably. I mean, I know it's been a pretty good season with some good anime, but I think this should be genuinely regarded as the best anime of this season for sure. And I'm a massive fan of ReZero. I love ReZero, so that's saying quite a lot. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit sniffly today. I'm quite interested though the fact that does this. I mean, for me, it doesn't feel like this, but I imagine for some people, and I could very much see how. Does this not mean like the whole 23 episodes before this mean nothing? Again, I don't think that way. I feel that there's so again, I fucking love this show, so I love the last 23 episodes. But like, does this not kind of maybe it? Sorry to pause for a sec, but maybe it's like a point of. I think there's a point in the fact that those 23 episodes before, again, I wouldn't say they mean nothing, but I think there's like something being pointed out in the terms of like that was so many people's pursuit of truth and curiosity and such that it's almost like a point of that this was always like inevitable perhaps. I feel like there's more to it that I'm not quite getting, but like it's just like a display of inevitability. That's just a showing of how far humans would go to pursue that truth and to spread it and so on. Like I said, there's so many interesting things you can kind of interpret from this. I'm not 100% sure what to make of it, but maybe that's the point. I don't know. Like I said, I could understand how people might feel a little bit disappointed in that way, but that doesn't change the experience we had with those 23 episodes, in my opinion, even if you do think that way. Holy shit, what? Wait, otter. What? Why? What? Oh, fuck yes. Why have you killed him? What the fuck? This is like this is almost too far from Raphael, honestly. This is almost too understanding. Sometimes you got to let emotions kind of take over. And you've got to understand people's emotions at seeing their father dead right in front of them. And then trying to get them to understand. killed him. That's why he killed him. Jesus. I mean, that's something I really do like about the show. I mean, even the characters you rooted for during the early stages, we're now getting like another side of him, a more negative side of something we took as a big positive at the start of the show, and ultimately his dad was kind of right here. I mean, it's not his dad. It's quite ironic again, considering he was like trying to keep out of this to not endanger his son and not to be in any danger and such, and ended up getting killed for that stance. Yeah, his dad was right. I mean, it's not just how it's not just it could put you in danger. It could also make you. It's hard to put into words, but again, I'm not too kind of clued up about like sins and so on. But it's almost like such a sin of greed. Like I think too, like I mentioned ReZero earlier, like Echidna and such, and that's quite a good portrayal of trying to know too much, trying to gain too much knowledge. I think her character is really interesting in that regard. This is kind of similar again. What we appreciate so much about Raphael and what I like so much about him, it's also again that there's, as with every human, there's negative sides to them. Even the positive traits can have negative drawbacks, and this is like it's not just it could put you in dangerous situations. It can make you into the danger itself. It could get to a point where you become so greedy in such in a sense, have such a thirst for knowledge, and it be such a passion that you would kill another human being. And I think Raphael had a really interesting reaction when the boy walked in of like didn't emotionally connect with him whatsoever, didn't try to emotionally understand him. He just tried to explain it like he's explaining a theory or like he's explaining a science, and like no compassion or anything whatsoever. And it's really interesting because, like I said, Raphael was like the hero. He was like I wouldn't say there was like no negative parts of him, but it was a positive influence on the story. And now it's like this. Yeah, this is crazy. Pacified him. An interesting way to put it. But we see a lot of this. People talk about the governments for stuff like this. Again, I don't really get into politics and stuff, but a lot of the things we've seen already this episode, just see in our day and age quite often. Crazy. Again, never did I think we'd be looking at Raphael like this. Crazy. I feel bad for this kid as well, because even if he was here, there's nothing he could have done. I don't think. Like he's just a little boy. Nothing would have been different. So he shouldn't blame himself. I can understand why he hates knowledge now. That's for sure. Like, do you have the earlier on? It was like, do you have the passion to die for this? And now it's like, and now with Raphael, it's like, do you have the passion to kill for this? With that was quite interesting. Again, Okshi, he definitely had the passion to die for it. Raphael here clearly has the passion to kill for it. Yeah. I heard something about that recently, about like little miracles. Yeah, and funnily enough, I heard something eerily similar recently. Can't remember what from. That's the thing again. I can understand. Like, I am atheist, but like I said, I did go to a Christian school, and I really do believe that not just Christianity, but lots of religions do teach really good like ethics. Don't get me wrong. There's always questionable stuff, I think, as well. But no, he's conversing. But there's like really like awesome like outlooks on life like that I appreciate. Yeah, I agree. That is too far. Amazing. I love those shots. Speck. Just a speck of a human amidst the grand universe out there. The unknown. Yeah. Again, I totally agree with that sentiment. Yes, be passionate and sacrifice things, but don't sacrifice people's lives. I mean, to an extent, I understand where his dad came from about hiding the knowledge and materials as well. And I agree you should give people the chance with those materials and so on, but I don't think it's okay to kill someone over that. Do what you want, kid. Oh shit, man! The chills are in that scene. Holy crap! Awesome. Okay. Oh shit! I recognise that name. Don't know why. I feel like I recognise that from early on in the anime. Oh, that's where I recognise that from. 10%. That's what you know now. That's the common knowledge and accepted thing now. However, Krakow. So that was the spark. Yeah. 14 years later. So that is the guy that did publish the theory, I do believe. or made it popular. I'm not sure which one, but he's the actual guy in our history that did discover that, I think. Okay. Well, decent episode. I especially love that moment going through the protagonist. I mean, I really like the fact that we kind of saw the kind of gears turn this episode. In again, I don't remember his name, so apologies. It was hard to remember. But we saw the kind of gears turn where he kind of accepted his ideology on knowledge and learning, and he ended up kind of becoming in that same manner of the previous main characters of the series, Okshi, Raphael. Not this version of Raphael, although I think they're the same kind of human. It's weird, isn't it? I wonder what you guys think about this depiction of Raphael in this universe here. I feel like it is in line with who he was before, but I mean, it's hard to compare because he was much younger at the start of the show. But I feel like that's not like against his character. Like I could see him killing someone for that, if you know what I'm saying. Well, I couldn't before this episode, but I could understand how it could. Yeah, how you could have so much passion and determination to do that, you would kill someone. So yeah, I wonder what you guys think about that. But again, I love that scene because it was almost like he was joining in their kind of ideology of the progress and learning. He kind of joined them now after getting out of that pit that he was in. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I do, to be honest with you guys, I do believe these last two episodes haven't been as strong as the rest of the series. I think this is just like a historically kind of accurate thing. I don't know if people would have been like pissed off if it did kind of continue in that kind of fic. I wouldn't have been, because I think we could. I mean, again, inevitably going to get some people that are annoyed that it doesn't line up with reality. But like, this is an anime. This is like, if it's telling you it's fiction, it's fiction. It doesn't have to be accurate. It's kind of like the same thing where people get pissed off about actors not being the same ethnicity or the same skin color, as like you see it in both ways: white people, black people, blah blah blah. I really get annoyed at that, because at the end of the day, these people are actors. They're meant to portray something that they're not. If you're going to have someone be the specific ethnicity, color that the character they're playing is, then it's not really acting at that point. It's just playing your ethnicity. It's not acting. So I get really annoyed when I see people complain about blackwashing, whitewashing, whatever, whichever one it is. Just let actors act, for God's sake. It's kind of in a similar line with the fiction. It's like it's a work of fiction. It doesn't have to abide by the laws. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't appreciate these two episodes as much as the rest of the series. Like I said, I think it could be interpreted as the rest of the series meant nothing, but I really don't think that's the case. Like I said, I don't think you can just forget those 23 episodes that came before this, and they do play a part in this, as we did see with that scene. Like I said, that all the kind of going through the main characters there, and especially Raphael's character. I think again that's a really interesting discussion to have between the two kind of versions. Him at the start of the series and him as an older kind of teenage boy in these couple episodes. But yeah, I think it's just a thing of, like I said, I think these two episodes have been two of the weakest, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. It just means that every episode before this was just absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I'm not. It's not like the most fulfilling way of wrapping up, in my opinion. Might be unpopular, I don't know, but yeah, still absolutely love the series, and like I said, it doesn't ruin anything, but it's just not quite as good as previous episodes. Do let me know, you guys. Still lots of really interesting talking points and ideologies and such going on, don't get me wrong. But yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comment section. I think it was always going to be kind of hard covering a couple of new characters right at the end of the series. That's usually like a recipe for disaster, to be honest, like introducing all these kind of new characters and end the story like this. I think it could have been a disaster, but I think they've done a really good job with it for what it is. But as I said, I think every episode before this was quite a bit stronger. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with any of my reactions. Thank you guys for supporting the reactions as well. Like I said, been one of my favourite journeys I've covered on the channel so far. So hopefully we'll get more like this, and I'll see you next time.